Hi guys, welcome to the short video about battery operated security cameras. I've made a similar video just a couple of days ago, but it was a little bit different, so I'm doing this again really in a neutral way. And I have a lot of these battery operated security cameras, so I compare all of them to give you some advice which one to buy, or which ones I think are the best to buy, and I'm comparing them a little bit to other cameras which are like wired or so. So the thing is, with battery operated cameras, I mean, we don't have any wires here, no wire for data, no wire for power. That's the idea, just batteries, usually rechargeable batteries. So and yeah, it started I think with the Blink XT, so now we have the Blink XT2, but I think Blink was the manufacturer which was really introducing this whole market, and they are still, I think, number one in this space. And they came out with this really nice camera here, yeah, with the XT, and the XT2 has a couple of upgrades but has also some minor disadvantages, but yeah, it's pretty much the same, so same style, same everything. So what we have with the battery operated cameras, yeah, of course it's infrared, it's not like motion detection which we have with normal security cameras, so there's no 24/7 monitoring, it's not 24/7 recording. It's just an infrared sensor detecting when infrared, like something heat, something which is warmer than the environment, is moving around, and then it starts recording. And usually there's a little bit of delay because of course these cameras have to save battery, and here we are talking about even a 2-year battery, which should be possible. Of course depends a little bit on where you place them, but it could be possible to achieve 2-year battery life. But it's not so important. I would say as long as you have more than 6 months or so, it's not such a problem. You can replace or recharge the batteries. It's not such a problem. But the really good thing is that we don't have to worry about wires, no data wires, no power wires. And usually these cameras, especially this one, is very lightweight, small, so we can place these things almost everywhere. We don't have to worry about heavy things. We don't have to drill deep into walls to secure heavy cameras or so. This is really a good thing, but again it has some disadvantages. Definitely not 24/7 recording. If the sensor misses something, and that can happen, I mean, let's say you have a storm and the tree falls down, and the tree has exactly same temperature as the whole yard and the lawn and everything, the camera won't detect that, so you would probably miss the whole thing here. And I already had a similar situation. We had like a tornado and it didn't detect anything because there was no temperature difference. You only have usually temperature difference if you have like cars moving, person moving, animals moving. That's a little bit the disadvantage, but apart from that can be a huge advantage if you have so much flexibility, especially when you don't have too many 110 volt outlets around your home. It can be a huge advantage with these cameras. So I mean, we have a couple of them. We compare at least these things here. I mean, that's the smallest one, and as a surprise, the battery is still really good, even though we have really small batteries. Battery capacity is very limited, but they have some advanced technology built inside, so they can save a lot of battery. So the battery life is definitely on top here. Also, one of the good things, and even one of the very best things with the Blink XT, XT2, is the free cloud storage. That's a very unique thing, and I haven't seen that in the whole field of battery operated cameras. So usually most of them, I would say 99% of all the competitors, they are just recording on SD storage cards. I mean, there are usually some cloud options, I mean, for almost every camera, but the problem is that the cloud storage, when you just rent it, I mean, you have subscription, you pay like every month $5, this adds up over the years. I mean, there's a lot of money which you then waste here. And with the Blink XT, it's free. You have a rolling cloud. I think maximum 1 year, depends on how much footage your camera is creating, but usually I have around 1 month or so, and that's definitely perfect. And there's also a huge advantage when you have a camera with cloud storage compared to one with SD card. When you have the camera outside and somebody comes and realizes that the camera has been recording, then they could steal just the camera with the SD card and everything is gone. So when you have something with cloud storage, and your footage will be safe and can't be stolen. And also the thing which is very good, even when you have like 10 or 20 cameras, I mean, some people are really having 15 cameras, it's in the same storage, so you don't have to worry about these different cameras. You just check in the morning, check your account, and then you see like one footage after each other, completely regardless which camera has been creating that. So if you have like a camera which has just SD card storage, something like that or that or that, the problem is that you don't have like a combined storage, so you have to check on every camera usually. Sometimes there is a little bit of combination, but usually it's totally separate, so this is a huge advantage too. So really good quality, good app, good storage, good build. I mean, there's also just plastic. There is no metal which can rust. Some other cameras come with some metal parts. It has also a lot of accessories. Also, I mean, from the Blink itself, but also from third-party manufacturers. There's a lot, like waterproof cases and so on. So this is definitely a really solid thing, and it's down 25% at the moment, comes down about this price every month for a couple of days, so it's a good idea to buy it if you like that. But there are a lot of other possibilities, so let's talk about other things. I mean, here we have a nice camera too, but the problem is that it is really bulky and very heavy, so you have usually to drill large holes into concrete, or at least use a lot of screws, and you have to be careful it's not falling down. And of course, like, burglars will detect these things very easily. This is something which can be really hard to detect because it's so small. You can hide it in a really small corner, not possible with this one. But of course this one has much larger batteries. It has much better, I mean, at least, yeah, quite a lot better wireless range. So here we need some kind of communication module, but we get it in the package. When we buy the whole package, we get this communication module, but you have to be careful where to place that. And also, even with including the communication module, you cannot reach same wireless range as with this one. This is really unique with the two antennas and a lot of power. I mean, we are talking about maybe 5 times the power of a Blink XT, so it's a huge advance. But regarding recording, it's not any better, definitely not. It is not like more or faster responding. I mean, we are really talking about a delay of about 3 seconds or so, comparing to a camera which is just doing like motion detection, like visually. So with the infrared, there's always a problem. It's the same thing as here with this one, and same thing with this one. So what's the difference actually? I mean, when we are talking between these alternate versions here, yeah, that's the best, I would say, definitely best wireless range. It has, I mean, it's bulky, but it's nice, it's beautiful, it's sturdy, it's good, it's water resistant as well. It has the most power, and it has the best wireless range with this antenna. These things are a little bit limited. It has a little bit less power, but still it has quite a lot of power, and it has still also very good wireless range, which is really close to this one, even though it doesn't have external antennas. So that's really surprising. And this one has really ultra wide angles, like the viewing angle. This is a really nice advantage of this one. Has I think the widest viewing angles of all the cameras which I have. This has a quite limited viewing angles, maybe 90 degrees or so. This is at least 120 degrees. So the Blink XT2 has, as far as I know, about 110 degrees, which is nice. Definitely more than this one, maybe a little bit less than this one. But yeah, the Blink XT has definitely the advantage that it's super light, and it comes with this free cloud storage. None of these here are coming with free cloud storage here, and this one is really bad here. I mean, this is the worst actually. Definitely stay away from this one. Yeah, GH Dynamics, there are a couple of them looking very similar. So usually, I mean, there are a couple of these ones, you can easily detect them from the shape. They look a little bit different, but there are a lot of very similar cameras. You can detect them from the shape, like very similar to this one, and all those which have similar shape as this one, they are internally same. And same thing here, there are a lot, maybe 10 or 20 of these cameras which look pretty much same as this one, have different brand names, but it's pretty much the same, like internally, just outside, like a little bit different name. So here in this video we can cover with these 4 cameras, we can really cover a lot of the battery operated security camera market. Yeah, the Blink with the Blink XT2, they have been a little bit struggling with the wireless range, especially at the beginning. They have improved this a little bit, so if you're still struggling, you can like buy a small repeater maybe for $15, and then you have the communication module, and then so in total you get a pretty decent wireless range. It's maybe a little bit more complicated, like with this one. With this one you just place it at almost any place around your home, and you don't have to be worried about communication. It's just connecting, usually no problem at all. But still, if I could make a choice, if I had like endless money and I could replace all my cameras with just one, I would replace them with Blink XT2 because it's so easy to handle. Especially this cloud storage is really awesome. It's a huge help, it's a huge advantage. It's so reliable, and these batteries which we can replace, I mean, when batteries die here with these cameras like here, then it's usually end of life, it's done. But here no problem at all. You can open the back, you can buy new, even rechargeable lithium-ion batteries, and then you have you can charge and put them inside, and yeah, then they will keep recording for a year or so. So again, this my favorite when it comes to battery operated wireless security cameras, regarding the size, regarding reliability, weight, regarding how easy they are to mount, regarding cloud storage, regarding the battery which you can replace. So many advantages and just very few disadvantages compared to other things, and they are in the same price. But what about comparing them to other cameras? Of course, there are a lot of wired cameras, camera set. Yeah, I have been using such a couple of sets. I mean, usually they are more expensive. Of course, we get 4 cameras. Here we get even a hard disk, we get the monitor and so on. I will also make a detailed review about this camera set, and it's an awesome set. It's really good, but still it is wired. You need cable, you need power. If you want to place them around your home, you need 110 volts on every corner. But the advantage, of course, of this type of camera is that you will have 24/7 recording. Even if it misses to create an alert and send you the footage directly to your phone, you will still have everything on the hard disk. You can go back and check, like 2 weeks back, and check all the cameras and every second, and you will find whatever you want to find usually, and that can be an advantage, of course. But you will need the power, and it creates a lot of communication. I mean, it's all the time communicating. All the cameras are constantly communicating with the NVR. So I mean, it's not using up your bandwidth, but it is creating a lot of Wi-Fi traffic, and this can a little bit interfere with your Wi-Fi, normal internet Wi-Fi traffic which you have in home. Like if you have three or four children, they use a lot of Wi-Fi too, and it could create a little bit of a problem. Usually not much. Usually it's almost impossible to find, but there is, and I had some devices which created some interference with them here, or actually vice versa. So these cameras created a little bit of interference with other security cameras, but usually there was no problem. I'm just saying there is a little bit possibility. I mean, they're using same wireless thing, like 2.4 gigahertz. And we have also, yeah, I mean, that's the same thing here, basically, just without the hard disk, but it's pretty much the same. Then we have such cameras. The interesting thing is that we have like a zoom. You can turn them around with your app. You can usually rotate them like 360 degrees up and down, zoom in. There are even 20 times zoom or 25 times zoom available, but these things are usually pretty complicated to set up. I mean, usually you don't have like an NVR, and they are recording like usually permanently, like constantly on the SD card. That's the good thing. So they don't miss, they're not going to miss something, but you don't have like a hard disk where it's easy to search for something. If you search for something, if you search for footage, that's super difficult with something like that, unless you create, like me, I mean, you could with such a camera, you could technically set up your own network recorder, but it's super difficult, or at least it can be quite difficult. So usually people are sticking with their phone app, and then it's super hard to find something on the SD card on this camera. And then we have also such type of camera. It's nothing really special. It's quite good. It's not bad. I mean, $40. Yeah, $40 like that is really good, and it's constantly like permanent 24/7 recording all the time. But it's definitely way more difficult to access footage than with the Blink XT or so, because we do not have cloud. I mean, you can buy cloud. It's pretty expensive. I mean, when you want to buy cheap, like let's say you pay only $40 for such a camera, and you don't want to spend $5 per month on a cloud subscription, so you end up with the footage on SD card, and it's pretty hard to retrieve. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's pretty hard, and you also need the power. It's a wired set, but it's pretty easy. Yeah, it's something in the middle of everything. It's not a bad thing, and it's pretty cheap. And yeah, I actually like it. I mean, 160 degrees, it's not 160, it's maybe 120, but it's not bad. And then we have also this one, which is pretty similar to this one here. I think it's technically about the same thing, and you can also rotate 360 degrees, pretty reliable. Yeah, one of these PTC cameras, they have the really special internet protocol. The good thing is you can use a lot of different apps. You can, if you're like a high-tech guy, this is the thing to go. You can do the most with these things because they have this standard communication ability, and you can, I think that's called the on-with. That's the thing here. They have this standardized protocol, so you can add later on different things. You can have like the footage on your PC, you can have the footage on your phone, you can have the footage on an NVR, but it's just a little bit, it can be a little bit cumbersome to set up such a system. I mean, if you want to go with a super easy system to set up, no cables, really easy app, then it can be something like this. I mean, of course you cannot add an NVR, you will never be able to see the footage from your PC, so that's the disadvantage. If you want to watch the footage from almost everywhere, like PC and phone and maybe even other equipment, then you have to go with this standardized protocol, with the OnWIF protocol and something like that. So yeah, now we have been talking about a lot of things. I mean, these are nice things. Most of the cameras I really like. These are almost all the cameras which I'm currently using, and I have a hard time to really tell you which I like the most and which I do not like. I mean, this one is one which really doesn't work. Battery lasts about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, so it's complete fail. It's and also the mount and everything is complete fail. So definitely stay away from this one. The other ones, yeah, why not? You have to decide if you really need something like that, or maybe super flexible solution with that. So, but if you want to have something like cheap and easy and free cloud and simple and easy to connect and everything, so you don't have to deal with reconnecting all the time and these things, so I highly recommend to use something like that. And this is my favorite still, definitely Blink XT or Blink XT2 at the moment. Maybe they will come out with a Blink XT3, I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, definitely my best recommendation at the moment, definitely, especially as long as you don't need 24/7 coverage all the time. I mean, yeah, it's not a lot which is missing here. I mean, yeah, almost forgot there is even another option. I mean, these are not outdoor cameras actually, but you can play it because they are not infrared. They are working with motion detection, and they also come with a free cloud storage, and they are pretty cheap too. And yeah, this can be an option. I have bought 4 of them, placed them all at the window, pointing them outside through the window, and that works definitely. So they are still protected against rain and everything, and pretty cheap, and I like these things too. But yeah, it's not a real outdoor security camera. Of course, it cannot be fully like compared to something like that with Blink XT. But anyway, I'll put down all the links to all the cameras into the description anyway, so you can a little bit look around. And if you have any questions or comments or better solutions or whatever you have, please write everything down into the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.